Okay, and we are live. Welcome everybody. Hey Jean, thanks for joining. Early bird, front row seat. How's your weather up there, Jean? Hey Eileen, hey Denise. So I just kind of jumped on here kind of willy-nilly again. And I was sitting up there thinking, what the heck am I going to make? I think I'll just do another collage. And since I got all this pink paper from that last canvas, I thought I'd use some of this in it. Cloudy but not raining in Canada, over where she is in New Brunswick. It's a raining here. Hey Brenda. Hey Miss Linda. Welcome everybody. So I just pulled out some pinkish papers, and again, when I do one of those collages that I cut up for cards, this doesn't really match, but it's all kind of pinky, so I can put one at one end and one at the other, and they'll never the twain shall meet. Hey Joan, glad you could make it. And here's some other ones that I found when I was cleaning up the other day. I thought those were kind of cool. And then I was just playing with my what are they called? Elegant Writers. I was taking the class by Cece for Cece's Creations. She's got an online class for the Elegant Writers now. It was fun. Oh look, new stencils. We don't have a code yet, but I got the new designs. They're in there. And they're in there, and ooh, what was that? What was that? Oh my gosh. Was that a new exclusive? So October 8th is going to be the new sale and release the new designs for the stencils. So stay tuned for that. I already set up a stream for that. If you're a follower, hey Carol, hey Rain, hey Mitz. If you you follow me and you get a notification, you should see that for October the 8th. I think I did it for 6:30 p.m. That's when we'll launch all the new designs. In the meantime, let me grab a piece of watercolor paper. Is that what you saw, Jean? Well, I'll probably stream, you know, through that weekend off and on. The sale's going to run 8th to I think it's the 12th. Hey, Zandra. And I'll put it on Facebook and tweet the code, so you won't go without the code. Trust me, I'll make sure you got the code. All right, let me get all this pink stuff out of my way here. Let me grab some pink paints and paint the paper that I'm going to pretty much cover up. I don't know. I just have to do it that way. Don't make fun of me. Alright. Gotta come up with a new pink. A new paint system here, because this one's getting a little out of control. There's some pinks. And let's go get some. See what that looks like. I haven't opened that for a while. Alright. Oh, that's right. It's Canadian Thanksgiving. Happy early Thanksgiving. Yeah, so, okay. So I'm just going to grab some different pinks here and slop down some paint. I don't have any, like, lighter pinks. I have darker pinks, like Quin Magenta and stuff like that. I know I could mix one. I don't know. I need to go through all that trouble. Maybe I'll just throw some white in with one of these along the way. Oh, and here's another thing. Maybe I'll throw some iridescent medium in there. I saw Barb using some iridescent medium today, and I thought I have that stuff in a tube somewhere. There it is. Alright, so let's just start slinging, shall we? That's a Dina. I better use a Dina brush. You really do need a firm, heavy brush with the Dina Wakley paints. I'm not that big of a pink person, but it is October and I am a survivor. So I thought I would throw out some pink love. Look at that pink. You can't hate that pink. What's this? This is a PBO just called Azo Pink. This isn't an iridescent PBO. This is just a regular old PBO. Let's see what that one does on here. Oh, looks kind of similar, doesn't it? It's softer and a little bit more sheer. I can feel the consistency difference. But overall in color, yeah, definitely more sheer. But look at that. You can't even tell where one stops and one starts. And in the tube, I would have never thought they'd have been that close. I mean, you can't really see in the tube, but this comes out really brighter than this one does. Very interesting. Let me do this to mix it up. Oh, you are, Carol. Good for you. Good for you. Congratulations. How many years out are you? Hey, Terry. Let's throw some iridescence over top of this one and mix it up a little bit. One year. Wow, you're newly out of that mess. Good for you. Congratulations. November 6th, I'll be out 9 years already. Thank the Lord. I can see a little bit of iridescence on there. It's hard to tell the difference when it's still wet with that little bit of shimmer on there. But we shall push on. And I'm anxious to see what this looks like. I haven't opened this for a little while, and this is the pink one that gets clumpy. I think I might write to Ranger and see if they'll replace my pink. It's pretty kind of snotty looking. Thank you. Yep, Dave is like, let's see. If I'm 9 years out, then he's 14 years out because he went through his ordeal 5 years before we met. And we met during my chemo, so he's 14. July was 14 for him. God bless him. Wow, this isn't much variation in color here, is it? Huh. Oh, it seems different, Jean, when they replaced your purple. Oops, forgot to clean out my brush. That's alright. I have a little variation in there. Clean that out. Maybe put some more down here, this fluorescent pink. This is a PBO too. It's just called Rose Fluorescent or Fluorescent Pink. So I just want to get some color down here. Nothing fancy. Oh, the purple was worse than the pink? Now I'm just kind of getting paint out of my brush. Oh, that's kind of streaky. That looks kind of fun. If any of that peeks out. Let me get a little bit more of that on there and do that. I like it. Let me check my purple. I don't know. Just happen to have it right here. Well, you know, the pink and purple, it seems like it would be a similar pigment. Yep. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of boogery. Yep. I'll have to drop them a line. See if they'll hook me up. Yeah, that is kind of gross looking. I don't know if you guys can see that on there. Most of these are really smooth and silky. But, oh, look at the little, now I've got little purple paint boogers all over my collage. Lovely. So, I was going to take a little bit of this and just slap it everywhere because it made little cute fluorescent streaks. Oh, look, texture. Alright. Who's here? Hey, Pam. Alright, let me put that in water a little bit. Get those out of my way. I never did use the white. Maybe I'll streak a little white through there somehow. I don't know. How about that? There's good. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to like that. Well, it's not bad. It's kind of streaky, but I'm going to cover most of this up anyway, so just little bits of this are going to be peeking out, so I'm not going to fret yet. Working through the uglies right off the bat. Crap. Hey, Ange. Alright, let's just get some paint down. And where's my heat gun? Get this dried up a little bit so I can start slinging some other stuff. Heat gun. Anybody use this? Golden's Fluid Matte Medium. I took all my mediums out of drawers. Hey, Lou Jean. Good to see you. I haven't seen you for a while, my friend. I took my adhesives and my mediums out of the drawers they were in. Hey, Paula. And put them in my Rascog cart, which filled it up. And in amongst that, I found 2 bottles. Well, I found this Fluid Matte Medium and this matte medium in my stash from Golden's, and I don't know if I've ever used either one. Anybody use either one of those? I know I had some other Golden's that was in a jar. Is this it? Yeah, like regular gel. But I've never had these ones in the jar, in this kind of bottle. I'm gonna try them. Can't be bad if they're Golden's, right? Hey, check. The kind in this kind of a jar, Jean, that she uses. Hey, Sandy. Oh, Sandy is Chick, right? It's all coming back to me. Okay. Well, it's been hiding in the back of a drawer for however long ago it was I bought it. Hopefully it's still good when I open it. I don't think it's ever been opened. We shall see. We shall have a look. Oh, Lord. Oh, to eat my dang-on Wheaties for that one. Looks good. That's what we'll use. Alright, give me a brush. Alright, let's figure out some paper we want to throw down. Oh yeah, maybe it is the same with just a different label, Rain. You might be right about that. Alright, so now I just want to, and that looks too orange to me for any of that. That looks a little on the purple side, doesn't it? Rats. Can maybe work a hunk of that in somewhere. Yeah, maybe right there in the corner. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. There's another little corner. Yeah, I'm losing that gold that I wanted. Maybe we'll use that in the corner somewhere. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. It's kind of auditioning the paper for its spot. Ooh, that's kind of dark, isn't it? Maybe a little sliver somewhere. Oh, wow, that's really fibrous paper. This is the kind I like how it looks, because it almost looks like there's hairs on the edge of it. Like that one bluey, turquoisey, purpley piece that I used. Well, maybe I'll throw that in somewhere. I think that's going to be off. I could use the white though. Ha! Don't be stupid. You don't have to use the purple. I just was thinking purple, but I don't have to use that, do I? No, you don't, Patty. You can use whatever you want. Let's try this. I'll just rip this purple out of the way and come up with a couple of these white. This paper's cool. I got this at a Dick Blick in Chicago a few years ago when I was there for work. I got to go to the mothership. Yep. Hey! Is it just me or does that look like boobs? There's another hunk. Might use some of that. This, I think we go too orange with that too, don't we? I like those too, but I think they're for another day, another project somewhere. Oh, what's this? Oh, this is some dilutions I sprayed on a, which is going to run, of course. It might be too much of the same color. Alright, and I'll probably use some of this. This was the aftermath of my pink disaster ink canvas. Let's see. I'm going to rip her up. That's how we're going to do that. Get that out of there. I want some of this stuff in here. A lot of that silver streaking out of there. That's what I want. Hey, Len. Maybe a little of that. Let's see what we got here. All right. I don't know about that piece. That looks a little, maybe it's just because it's too much. It takes up too much. That would be a whole card like that. I don't like that. I've I've decided against it. All right, let's see what we got here. Now this may react. You know what I might do? I'm going to tell you what I might do. I'm not going to might do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Ooh, that sounds like do. I'm going to do on my collage. Hang on. All right, now I put it in my tray. There it is. Hey, Cheryl. Oh, look. My knob is off my can of hairspray. How am I supposed to use that? Crapola. Alright, now, I hate to use this for this, but this is the Golden's Archival Varnish. Getting low anyway, but I just want to put a little bit of a sealer on some of this. Woo, doggies. Oh, where's my fan? Be high as a kite. Woohoo! All right. So I'm trying to think of where I'm going to put these so that I get a little chunk of it and more cards than not, you know. But I think I'm going to put the pinks down and then maybe overlap with some of this since this is very sheer. You dig? I don't know about this. This might be too dark. What do you guys think? Maybe I can put it in the light section? I don't know. I'm not feeling that piece. I love these though. Alright, so let's get some of this down somewhere. I'll just start slapping. Slapping her down. That's how you do it. Just get her done. Oh, that's pretty long. Let's get some on the back of this. I like to put it on both sides. So if I missed a little area on here, that it's gonna be, it won't be just completely dry on the back of this. I'll get some adhesion to it. I always go back and check the edges too, but just in case. Alright. Let's slap that bad boy right there. Oh, sorry guys, I wasn't. Yeah, me either, Denise. I think it was too dark. The palette's a little wrong. When I had it in my drawer looking at it, it was a little, looked like the pink family, but it looks more kind of burgundy with a little bit too much blue in it, I think, once I get it on the paper. This is really odd textured stuff. This, it almost reminds me of Pam Carricker's Derivan, her mixed media adhesive. In that, when you put it down, it almost feels like a little gritty. Oh, yeah, Sandy. You know what I usually do is I put Vaseline on there a lot of times. But it feels a little gritty and like it doesn't want to stick right away. See how it's not sticking? When I use the other stuff, it's like it doesn't stick completely. I can still wiggle it, but this is like hard to get it to stick, it feels like. Which reminds me of the Derivan one that I have. I don't really use it because I didn't like, I forget what I was trying to use it on, but I was like I couldn't get the stuff to stick. Hey Patricia. Oh, warm Arizona. I actually have my UGG boots on today. believe it or not. And those of you who know me know that I don't get cold too often. But I was just damp and chilly all day today. And usually we have the air conditioning down at 69. And today we had the air conditioning off because it was 68 and I'm freezing. How does that work? I don't understand that. Very, very fickle with the temperature thing. Yeah, I guess it is because it's damp, Denise. Yeah, I think it's going to stick, but I don't know. It feels kind of gritty or something. I'm not sure if I'm liking that even. I don't know. Work through the uglies. Work through the uglies. And again, I'm not looking at the whole composition here because I'm going to cut, I know I'm going to cut it up, so. "76 degrees with hot flashes? Oh, you'd have to shoot me. Oh, mama. Nope, wrong colors. Nope, 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 that's not going to do it. Now this is just newsprint that all this ink was on from that canvas. Again, with the pinks, I'm not feeling it. Not feeling the pinks so much. Where do I want to put these? Maybe I'll break apart the boobs. Since I only have one myself, I don't feel I need the pair on there. Oh, maybe that's it. Oh, 46. Yeah, I forget what it is here. It's in the 50s, I think, Rain. Yeah, 40s. There you go. 48, Terry. Hey, CB. Alright, I'm trying to picture where this is going to cut, you know. Maybe put something around this vicinity. And this stuff that's, the webbing that's holding these circles together is very sheer and fragile. Not sure I'm the one to be working with fragile papers. Quite the klutz. But it needs some white. Or something else to break up all this pink. I'm going to get some black and white in here too, so don't fret. That's coming. Oh, here's one that's already cut down the edge. Maybe I'll put you right there. Alright. Let's get you over there, my little lovely. This is cool paper, I must say. I do like this paper, and I like how the pink's showing through that. Here you couldn't tell so much because the paper's so light. I mean, the paint under there was so light, but here you can really see how sheer that is. It almost goes away, and you just see those rings. That's kind of cool. Hey, Bunny. Alright, we're going to throw you right about in there, so we'll get you on that card and a little edge there maybe. Let's do that. I really like making the collages. AJ! Scrap buttons and bows. That's Ashley, right? Alright, there's where it's going. What do we got here? Maybe a little bit of this dark bits down here where it got light on me. You can use that for contrast in there maybe. Come on, work with me. Work with me, little rascal. There we go. Not sure I'm liking that. No, not a fan. Now that I think about it. Alright, let's go with a little heat gun action. Give Mama a minute to think. Finding some little bits I had. Oh, this is an experiment I was doing. I'll show you guys this. Little chunks of stuff here. I was playing one day with Daddy Vans. What size card are you gonna make? ATCs. Patricia, I'm cutting it out. I use them like little thank you gifts in my Etsy orders when somebody buys my stamps and I ship them. I put a little ATC in there. So I was playing with the Dick Art tissue and Daddy Vans one day, and I thought, I wonder how it would look if I embossed on that. So I don't know if you guys can tell in this camera, but these pictographs are actually embossed. And then I Daddy Vanned over them. Is that one Daddy Van? Maybe I didn't Daddy Van these yet. That looks kind of still white. But it's embossed over the, this one maybe you can see. The shine on there. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know if you guys can pick up that detail on there. But that was embossed on the tissue. I didn't know if it would stand up to that. It is, yeah, it's a beeswax furniture polish, Carol. Yep, I learned about that from the fabulous Miss Shannon Green. Oh, Shannon invited me to do a blog hop with her. That I'm going to be doing. It's going to go out on the 8th, so stay tuned for that. You'll get introduced to a lot of new artists. So my friend Jessica Davies that I told you about from Salted Pink Studio, she was here for a play date not long ago, and she's CZT. So she had these, she was Zentangling, and she Daddy Vanned some art tissue and Zentangled on it and gave me this. I'm going to work this in to this. Get rid of all that extra around there. This is really pretty. So you guys check her out on Facebook. It's the Salted Pink Studio, which is so Jess. I love the name of that. She's a blonde and she puts a streak of hot pink in her hair. Rain. Wait a minute. I think I saw a question go by. Does it leave any residue? It kind of, if you mean the Daddy Vans, I'm guessing you mean. It kind of just sinks in, and it will feel waxy right after you do it, but that goes away. It absorbs into there. I wipe it down. I like put it on, and then I'll wipe it with a paper towel to get some of the excess off. And once it sits, you can't hardly feel anything. Isn't that beautiful? Let me see. Can you guys see that? Okay. It's really fine. So I'm going to put this on. Now which side is the right side? It's so sheer I don't know that it would matter, to tell you the truth. Where do I want that? I'll put it in here somewhere. Again, I still have the tendency, even though I know I'm cutting this up, my eye wants to pay attention to composition. But I try to not let myself do that because it takes away from the randomness of what I'm trying to do when I cut it all up. Kind of get Dina Wakley's puke in a page idea. Get off of there, you little rascal. Yeah, that background goes pretty well translucent when you use that Daddy Vans on that. Oh, look what I just did. Fragile. What part of that don't you understand? I just munged one of them up. But you can see how clear that tissue is on there. It goes really translucent. Oh, Rainier, CZT2? CZT2? UT? CZT2? Hi, CZT2. No, I'm not. I was just being a smart aleck. Well, no collage would be complete without a little pictograph action. How about a strip right there? And these are some of the embossed ones. Yeah, get a little papa in there. Nothing like a little papa. I'm not sure what pictographs have to do with breast cancer, but, you know, don't know that it matters. This isn't necessarily specifically a breast cancer collage. It just happened to be inspired by Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Oh, I'm messing up another one. Get down there, Mama. You really have to be mindful of how fragile these little boogers are. So these are some of the other stamps. You recognize that one, right? From the half full stencils. Oh, cool. see. This is a nice way to not bring in too much texture, but a lot of color with that stark black with these that are embossed on tissue. And it's the Dick Blick art tissue. I think regular tissue paper would be too fine and, I don't know, perhaps go up in flames when you try to emboss it. I'm not sure. But I know it works on the Blick art tissue. That's all I can vouch for. Put a little strip of those down there. Patty, can you test some tissue glued down with the matte medium and without Daddy Vans, please? Yeah. I can do that, my dear. So here's the package. This is the art tissue, so I'll take a new piece out of here. And now, let me set this aside for a minute and I'll stamp something on here. Hang on. Oh, shoot. I just realized what I forgot to do. Put on my hand guard stuff for my manicure. Oh, crap. I used, actually last week I had my nails were all inked up, and I had a magic eraser, and it took them right off. No, this is much more sheer and dry. Like, you know how Deli has that almost kind of waxy feel? This has a more matte, more frail feel to it, in my humble opinion. Alright, let me... I organized my stamps, so naturally I can't find anything. Let's do this one. Alright. LWH! What up? Alright, let's do these little rascals right here. Oops. Did I drop that? It's smeared a little bit. It goes right through this tissue, so... I like this little circle stamp. Good thing. All right. I'm gonna take a little brush with some water and pull those out of there. This was one of the things I learned from a Dina Wakley class that I really loved. I thought that was a great trick to cut with water on tissue. I'm sure you guys probably already know that. But I was a virgin at the time. Nothing's up since you turned 50. Oh, bless your heart. I hear you. All right. There we go. We got 3 bits of that. So, not sure it was Nancy, Patty, Nancy, and I were wondering what paper was the one with the white circles. You mean these big white circles? I bought that at Dick Blick. It was a sheet with, it had those, where the heck did I put it? Pink and purple. Ow. Rats. Just break my finger. It had these and the white circles all mingled on it. But it was a sheet from Dick Blick. Is that the one you're talking about? No, I bought that at Blick. I don't think anybody had that. Maybe they did, but I didn't see it if they did. Hi, Nancy. All right. Okay, let's put these babies down. Come here. Every time I try to tear it, it goes where I don't want it to go. Okay, let's put I want to try to get it on something similar in color so that you can see any difference, if there is one. Oop. Get over there, you little rascal. Oh! I'm messing it up. But see there, you can still see the white around it. Can you guys see that? And over here, not so much. Here. See what I mean? So I always see a difference. That's why I use the Daddy Vans for that stuff now, because I just like that more translucent look. Even on the pictographs, you can still see more there. And that was on the same tissue. So I personally like to do, oops, where'd it go? I like to use the wax. I do believe it gives me a more translucent look. Alright, so, but you gotta watch. These suckers are really fragile when they get wet with the glue. And I'm kind of a bull in a china shop technique kind of person, my own self. Alright, let's see what else we got. Oh, look. Oh, sure. Happy to help. What else you want to see? I've got little pictographs that are embossed. Throw a little bit of that in here for a little papa. Oh, right in the middle. Look at you. Just asking for it. Well, this is so weird. This matte medium to me has a, it's like a dry feel to it. Try to alright, one more strip of these, maybe over in here. Get a little bit of that on a few other ones. I mean the cards, when I cut them up is what I mean when I say a few other ones. that's going to work with going over that texture of that white circle, but we are about to find out. Got a lot of glue on that one. There we go. That kind of went in there. All right. Not bad. All right. Let me get another little... this little one here, Paula. Looks like a little flower. I got another one. Maybe I'll pop one down here on this lighter pink. See what happens in there. There we go. Cut some more of this off. These white rings, seeing the weather lately reminds me of a hurricane. The counter-rotating winds. Thank God that deflected and is not coming up the Chesapeake Bay. Oh my gosh, that's what happened in 2003, Hurricane Isabel. My dad was with us still then. Hey, gun. And it came, was a Category 5, and it diminished to a tropical storm by the time it came up north offshore of the Chesapeake Bay, but the outer rings had pushed water for so long that it pushed all that water up the bay, and at high tide, and it just blew out their basement door off the hinges and flooded about 6 foot deep in the basement before anybody could hardly do anything about it. 3 cars underwater. The flood waters went, they were waterfront, it went 10 houses back through the neighborhood. I had to swim to get to them. Had stuff wrapped in plastic Ziploc bags that I had to hold over my head and swim to get to them. Not good. I lost a lot of stuff. And they even had flood insurance. And the flood insurance would only cover a drywall up to the point where the watermark was, which is like, you know, not the full sheet of drywall, and not like the washer and dryer and deep freeze and all that stuff they lost. It would only cover what they said was crucial, or the main, how'd they word it? I forget how they worded it, but they meant the main structure of the house. So like the furnace, hot water heater, and drywall halfway up. And they got a check from FEMA, right, the Federal Emergency, blah, 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 whatever it is, for $286. And it was for housing to put towards the hotel that when they were put out of their house, although they weren't put out of their house, they never lost electricity. So when I got there with them, I just stayed with them, and we had until we got pumps in and the tide receded. Then we got pumps to pump out the basement. Then we had like 30 friends down there. We gutted the basement, took it down to tile off the floor, bare concrete floor, bare block walls, treated it with bleach, had these big industrial dehumidifiers. A friend of my brother's had a disaster recovery company, and he brought over the stuff to make it right again, so there was no mold. It was a big deal. My dad had an antique car he used to take to shows that he did for years, and that was underwater and gone. Brand new riding lawnmower underwater. It was not good. But they had friends that were a lot worse off than that, so they did pretty well with just, you know, trying to suck it up and deal with it. But it was not good. That was 2003 rain and Hurricane Isabel. Yeah, Teresa, I think I finished it. I'm going to call it finished. I got tired of looking at it, to tell you the truth. It's not my favorite. Yeah, it was, and they were in their 80s on a fixed income when this happened. So the $286 check was a joke that they got from FEMA. And then they couldn't cash it because they never went to a hotel and used it. So they weren't legally entitled to cash it. It was a disaster, to say the least, in more ways than one. I wish I knew what this was, if it came from somebody's die cut, but I got a strip of this. Paula, I think you gave me a hunk of this. Somebody had this in Maryland. I love this stuff in collages. I would love to get more of that. If anybody knows what that is or can tell me where to get that, I would be most grateful. Let's see. Yeah, it was not good. Not a fun time. And what was really bad is all the work we had to go through once it subsided, right? And or receded rather, and we started doing the oh, you think it's a Thinlits dye, Zandra? I wonder what it would be called. Ah, crap. Well, I'll just cut that off and use it in a corner. How about that? Yeah, I mean, and it's thin. It's thin paper. It's not plasticky or anything, but it just really makes a nice little, look at that in there. It looks really cool. That's my last piece. What am I going to do with this? Well, I guess I have to cut it off that way. Maybe I'll do this. Use that way. Oh, Zandra, that would be cool. I'll buy some from you if you got it. If you can make some and send them, I'll pay you for them. That would be lovely. Lovely, lovely. Yeah, I think that's probably 3-inch punch. I love this striped paper. I just made the design in, I don't know, in Elements maybe? And just save the file and reprint it. Because I love me some stripes, that black and white. You know I do. Why are none of them cutting right? Is it the paper? What the heck? Look at that. Why is that happening? I hardly ever use these punches. You guys have probably seen every time I've used them. Why does the punch do that? Why does the punch not punch? I need to print out some more of the Harlequins. I liked it on that one, those diamond shapes that I had in black and white on a couple collages ago. Alright, that's pretty much a goner. Punch. Tin foil with it. I bet you I've used this. I bet that's punched maybe 30 circles in its lifetime. And mostly on printer paper. Oh, because it might be too thin. Oh, that makes sense too, Rain. Okay. Alright, let me get a little black and white Papa going in here. And look at this. I love this. Where can I use it the most used? It'll get a little bit in this card, and this card can like hit 4 cards with it there. It's over a pictograph though. Do I want to do that? Does it matter? It doesn't matter. Let's just do it. Stop thinking and start doing. And this, it's so thin. I don't want to. But look at that on there. Isn't that cool? Patti, why not cut it up and spread it around? Oops. Well, that would have been a good idea. Actually, I did that the last time. And this was the last little piece I had. I just didn't figure it was enough to do that with. I found some really cool papers when I should show you my stash in here one day. When I was cleaning out the shelves behind me and trying to put more useful things in there. I found some pretty cool papers and stuff in there that I had. Now I can't remember if I printed this on my printer or another printer that was laser. So I'm going to be mindful of that. And when I hit the outside of this, I'm going to stay up and down on the colors in case that black runs. It'll run in the same black lane, hopefully. If that makes sense. Looks like it's staying put pretty well, so maybe that wasn't a laser printer. Thanks, Kate. Maybe I'll do this and cover that one boo-boo there. Damn Wheaties. Pressing too hard on my brush. No one will ever be the wiser. Except for all you guys. Anybody that watches it on YouTube. Okay, maybe it'll be a lot of people wiser. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Let's put you down here, little Papa Black and White. Get up there. Yeah, this is really like that Daravan stuff. Not sure I'm a fan, to tell you the truth. To tell you the truth, I'm not sure about it. See, that would get cut in there. That might look make a cool little piece. Again, not looking at the composition as a whole, knowing that it's going to be... I got to keep saying that out loud so I know it's okay if I put something where it looks stupid. Like they're going to think, what the hell is she putting it there for? I'm cutting it up. It won't matter. Got to keep reminding myself. Thanks, Rain. Keep that to yourself, would you? Hey, Pat. Spencer, welcome. Oh, so Paula and I are going to have a chat soon. My contact at Me Tags at the Maryland venue has left the building. So the new person taking over all of his contracts called me the other day, and is apparently going to be more to the letter with what needs to happen contract wise, and it's going to require me to put in a deposit earlier than my buddy Craig was going to. So we're going to chat, and then we're going to get back out with everybody. We're going to have to figure out for this year, we're going to do another survey and see who's interested, and then I have to give them the first deposit in February. Where the last time, you remembered, we went, it was such a quick planning time that it didn't seem that far in advance that we needed. Well, we didn't have that far in advance to do deposits then, right? We had, because we thought about it in April and it was going to happen in July, so, you know, the timeline was kind of quicker, but this time I'm going to have to, you know, follow more along with the rules, and we're probably going to have to collect money sooner. So I'm going to talk to Paula, and we're going to get back with everybody. We have a bigger room this time that's actually in the hotel tower, which will be great for anybody that has issues with mobility and back and forth. And actually, we can get sleeping rooms that are adjacent to where our work area will be. So that'll be another thing really convenient for back and forth if you want to, you know, craft all night or whatever. So there's a lot of good things about the move and the different venue that we're going to use. And we can have a maximum of 45 people with the same setup that we had. So the only fair way to do it is, like, you know, the first 45 that put their money up will be the ones that get to go. But we have to chat about other stuff. I know a lot of people wanted to do polymer clay tiles, and if we do that, we're going to have to figure out how to get a bunch of toaster ovens there. And so there's a lot to think about. I think it would be very difficult to try to teach 45 people in one class. So I was thinking maybe we would do like a different format, but that we all got to talk about all that stuff, and see what we think is going to work best for everybody. Maybe have smaller little mini demos. I have a couple friends here. Oh, thanks, Zandra. Zandra said she's got an oven that she could bring. You know, maybe have a couple. I've, like, my friend Jessica Davies, I could probably get her to come over and do some Zentangle demos. I get my friend Donna Walsh to come over probably, and do a little card demo. She's the one that streamed with me one time. She's a fabulous card maker. So I have in my head, with that size group, more of an open crop, and, you know, sharing like mini sessions of stuff. But again, it's all in the works. But I just want to give everybody a heads up. We're going to have to be asking for a deposit. I don't know the date in February. She's going to send me the new contract. And I got to find the minimum too, because last year we had so many people sign up on the survey that wanted to go, but then we ended up with half that many that actually came. So we'll have to use the actual deposit. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. I'm trying to peel this damn thing. I can't find the end. So, anyway, it's still up in the air, but just save your pennies. And we'll keep you posted. Oh, crap. I'll be here all night trying to do this one. Sheesh. Yeah, we will, AJ. Hey, Shady. The hard part is trying to contact those people that are on the stream and interested. We need to figure out a way, because not everybody's on every stream, right? So we need to figure out a way to make sure we can contact everybody and accumulate a mailing list somehow so we can reach everybody. And another problem that I had when I tried to email everybody last time, not everybody looks at their emails every day. So sometimes when I needed a quick answer, you know, we didn't get a quick answer because not everybody checks their emails regularly. I live in email at work, so I'm on it all the time, but not everybody is. So, you know, we just have to figure out a better way to commute. No, it's not sticky back. It's tulip three-dimensional paints on a piece of a sheet protector. And it does not want to separate from that sheet protector. It is not cooperating one bit. This may be a goner. I don't know. Yeah, let's mess with that another day, shall we? I wanted to get some white on here. I have a couple pieces of black and white. Yeah, we could do that too, Carol, but not everybody's on Facebook. Not everybody's on Twitter. We found that not everybody was on everything. So no matter what we did, we missed some people. And, you know, if it's people that aren't that socially connected online, that got really kind of tricky. So we have to figure out, you know, and make sure if you're interested, you got to, you know, be available on whatever plane that we pick to communicate. Crap. This has always come off easier than this. Yeah, see, email's better than Facebook. Facebook's better than email. You know, everybody's different, so whatever we decide to do, like I know Paula sent out did the surveys last year, which was a great way to collect the information, but people said they weren't getting the link to the survey if they didn't check where they needed to check, and they were sent it, but they never got it because they didn't know to look for it. So it's easy. It sounds easier than it is. Yeah, Jean, that's what it's going to boil down to, is we're going to have to pick something, make it known on here. But see, that's another thing. You know, if we're making it known on here, we got to be consistent with that. You know, and hope for the best. No, there's 2 or 3 layers of matte medium over this, Trina. And it usually peels right off on a sheet, but I don't know if it's the stuff I put it on this time. But I'm telling you what, it wants no part of coming off of there. Well, isn't that sad? I need you to come off of there. I guess I could put it down like that, but that's kind of heavy-duty clunky. I don't know, Jean. That's what I use all the time for this stuff. I use the same stuff the same way. I have no idea why I can't get this peeling off of here. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Jeez Louise. Oh, this is probably going to be... I love this stuff, but... Wow, that's just coming apart. Look. I don't know if you guys can see how munged up that is, but that's not coming off of there smooth at all. That's disappointing. Yeah, That's no good. I don't know what the heck that problem is. Maybe it's these bags that I put them on. Not good. Hey, Pam. Hey, Kia. It's just the black and white Tulip 3D paints in the little squeeze bottles you get at Michael's. And on a sheet protector. And just, you know, swirl them all over. Let it dry overnight. Come back a couple days in a row and put a coat of matte medium over it, or gloss medium, whatever you prefer. And then that makes it a sheet. And you just peel the sheet. But it is not... I made all of these at the same time. Maybe I don't have enough matte medium on it to make it a sheet that I can pull off. I don't know. But I love this stuff on a collage. It is having none of that. Alright, well, I wonder if I have an old one in here. Now here, okay, let me try this. This was on a sheet protector. You can see it's a sheet protector, right? Yeah, I don't know, Rain, if I don't have enough matte medium. I know it's at least 2 coats. I don't know if it's 3 or not. I can't swear to that. I've never had this problem. Well, you guys have seen me use this stuff before. Ah, all right. What a pain in the dupa. This is on a plastic bag. See the zip? I don't know. I'm just going to leave them alone. And do something else. I'll figure that out later. But in the meantime, this is pretty much dry. I wonder how long that would take too long to dry if I just... One of my last collages, I just squeezed that stuff on the collage. And yeah, that's an idea, Denise. I'll try that. Hit it with the heat gun a little bit. No is the answer. But it just wrinkled up the plastic, though. See where the heat crinkled up the plastic? Huh. Well, let's do this. Let's put another coat of matte medium on there. Oh, what's Pam doing that everybody's saying she's lucky? I missed that one. This won't dry in enough time, but I'll put it on here while I'm thinking about it and let it sit out so I see it this weekend and can mess with it. Alright, let me set this over here. Going to adventures and stamping. Oh, fun! I don't know what that is, but it sounds fun. I know it involves stamps. Some of these edges I've totally destroyed on here. Alright, I'll set these two over there to the side and see what happens with that. Alright, let me get some white in here in another way. Buying art supplies. Oh, you rascal. One of my favorite pastimes. Oh, I just saw me flip off the screen there, but I look like I'm still recording. Oh, you know what? I didn't open links though. Hang on. Nobody's needed them, but there we go. They're open now. Alright, let's see what I can do here. Is this going to give me any? Let's see what kind of marks I can make with this. Oop. Oh, it's dripping out of the cup. Ah! Hold the phone. Out of the lid, rather. Right in there. Oh, rascal. Get out of there. Paint in my cup. Yeah, this is a Molotow 15mm nib. I like making little marks with it. Black ones here and there. Yeah, Joan's going to another UK craft show. She goes to a lot of them there. We don't have near that many around here where I am. I'm jealous. Maybe it's a good thing. Oops, there's another little hunk of white that fell on there. All right. Okay, let me see where I am. I'm going to hit that with a heat gun. Let that dry. I want to put some gel pens around those little marks. Oh, I know what I want to do. I'm going to put some circles on. With what color, pray tell? Silver? Okay. I think I'm going to do silver. Buttercup. Yeah, Pam, it's because of the breast cancer deal. I'm not usually too much of a pink person, although I don't dislike pink. I just love turquoise and purple so together, and so I usually end up going with that same palette over and over again. This is, oh, Golden's Fluid Silver, Iridescent Silver Fine. Just using an old Talenti gelato lid. Put a little metallic pop here and there. Again, not looking at the whole composition because I'm only getting paint on one side. I am gonna cut this bad boy up. I'm turning it at every angle and I'm only getting paint on the one side. Oop. Get some thin little streaks that'll hit through every card. Not cooperating with me tonight. How dare you? I'm the boss of you. Alright, that just put a little splash of metallic in there. Hey Kathy, thanks for joining. Alright, he gone. I'm just throwing together a collage that I'm going to cut up into ATCs, Kathy. And just inspired by Breast Cancer Month, so I'm doing shades of pink. See that little metallic hitting there. Andrea, it's recorded. Andrea, we were talking a little bit about Maryland next year. Hey Jan, I'm glad you guys are here. So I want to make sure everybody that went, the alumni, make sure they get their first shot at the 45 chairs we'll have this year. But we're going to need to do the deposit earlier this year. I'm going to need to do a deposit in February. My guy that was my contact last year left, and there's a new girl that took over his contracts, and she called me the other day. So Paul and I are going to get together and figure out how we want to try to format it and how we're going to try to get everybody on board. And but I will save your pennies, because if you want to go, we will need a deposit, and that will be non-refundable, she reminded me, once I put the deposit down by the date it's required. That is non-refundable, which really shouldn't matter if everything goes well and we don't have an earthquake and then my tags doesn't fall through to the center of the earth. We shouldn't have to cancel. Oh, tell Simon I said happy birthday, Paula. Have a good time. No worries. That's what I like to hear, Jan. No, not the whole amount. Not the whole amount, Rain. They just want a deposit in February. I didn't even ask when the final payment's due, but it's much closer to the date. She wanted it in January, and I kind of negotiated back and forth and said, yeah, I'm not sure we're going to be able to do that. That's, you know, so anyway, so well, how about if we do it in February? So, is that okay? It's July, the last weekend in July. I want to say it's like the 27th to the 31st. I forget how that falls. It's a Wednesday to a Sunday, the last week in July. Okay, so that's pretty dry. I really want my streaky white stuff in there, though. Disappointing. Disappointing. You know what maybe I'll do? Maybe. I might just put the white stuff right on there. And what will be, will be. I'll let it dry, and when it dries up, I'll continue. Oh, but you know what I'm going to do before that? I'm going to use my gel pens and outline these marks. I'm going to do that first. It's Wednesday to Sunday, Pam. Deposit is just for the classroom space. That's right. Everybody makes their own. I don't know yet, Ange, how much it's going to be. Maximum $100. I'm trying to get it so we can get a lesser deposit out of her. So we got to stand by for that. That's what it was last year. It was $100 down, and then the balance due right before the class. Oh, thanks, Nancy. Sorry, I lost trying to keep up with the chat and lost track of what I was saying. Shocker. So yeah, the deposit will be due in February. I don't know the exact date yet. And then that's non-refundable. And then the balance will be due closer to the actual date. And this is just for the classroom space, which includes an AM break with cookies and snacks and drinks and fruit and all that stuff, and an afternoon break, and your lunch is all included in the classroom fee. And your hotel, as you guys that have been there, remember, the hotel included your breakfast and your dinner. And that is something that you book yourself once we get everything sorted. You guys take care of your own hotel bookings and pay for that separately. And if we want to find roommates again, we'll try to help facilitate that. But so we got plenty of time for all that stuff. But just you know, put some information out there and reminders for everybody to, if we want to do it again. Heads up, we're going to do it earlier. I've got this white one out. I think I'm going to do little dots on here. On these black stripes. That's how rumors start, Andrea. You just look up at the chat and you see a comment. I'm sleeping with Serge or Rain, one or the other. Apparently she's not too picky, but that's okay. Doesn't make you a bad person. You could do worse. I know them both. You could do worse. Did I see Jan said she's having your knee surgery? Oh, I'm really anxious to see how you make out with that, because I, my friend, am not too far away from that ordeal myself. Are you having one done, Jan, or both? Hang on, somebody said what was the full amount. I did. The paper I don't have the full amount just yet. And that's going to depend. It may, I can tell you, I think last year, I think the full classroom amount was it $380 in total, guys? Do you remember that? And again, that included lunch and 2 breaks every day. And we had the classroom 24 hours. We didn't have it like, it wasn't like a class from 9 to 5 and shut it down. We're going to need a deposit up front. It will be no more than $100. It may be less, depending on my power of negotiation. Never been too great at that, but you know, what I can say is no. Hey, Lisa. Yeah, so it's $380 for the class, and then the hotel, depending on if you wanted it, if you wanted a single room or you shared a room. How much was that? It was like with taxes and everything, it was, I think, $157 a night for single, and I think it cost the people that were double like $90 a night or something like that. But that includes your breakfast and your dinner, and I mean, these are massive meals in this big eatery downstairs. You will not go hungry. If you do, it's your own fault. Between the breaks and the food, you are surrounded by tons of food, and it was actually pretty decent food for being like a big cafeteria eatery. So more details will be coming. Paul and I have to get our heads together about how we think to best handle it. The hard part is, if we try to teach a class with that many people, it's so hard to try to do a demo for people to see what you're doing, especially with some people having issues with being able to get up and down and walk back and forth. To see somebody demoing like at my table, and then if you're trying to demo something like the polymer clay where you've got all this set up, you can't really make that mobile enough to walk around to everybody, and with 45 people to try to go to each table and demo that, it would take days to try to get a class done. I just don't think that's a great setup for what do I want to say, for having you know, a classroom for 40 some people. I think that's a little too ambitious. Yeah, Lisa, we're looking at the last weekend of July. I think it's the 27th to the 31st. I believe are the dates. It's the Wednesday through Sunday. And it is we're going to be in the North Tower building, and our sleeping rooms will be adjacent to the classroom. And we can have a maximum of 45 people in this larger room. Yeah, there's all different kind of formats to try to consider, Pam, on what we want to do. Well, Paula thought about that too, about having screens and having stuff projected, but then that ups the cost of the room because they charge you for AV. Right? They charge you for the power cord, they charge you for the screen, they charge you for the projector. Right? So that's going to make that $380 go up. So what it goes up to, I don't know. I know when we go to hotels for work and we rent projectors, they're like $600 a day. You can buy one cheaper than that. But that's talking about, that's not cheap when you get into doing that. And I'm not sure how we would project. I mean, projecting slides, yeah, you hook it to your computer's got the slides on it and you project. But when you're trying to project live what you're doing, I don't know if those projectors interact with a webcam. I don't know. That's questions for their IT department. We got to get prices on that kind of stuff. But yeah, but that, you know, it's twice as many people now, Rain, in a twice as big an area, so that won't work that way. That's the problem. That's good and that's bad. It's good that we'll have room for more people, but makes it kind of tricky for all the logistics that you don't really think about, you know. I see Kathy saying, oh, she's got a projector. Do you know if it's got enough lumens to project on a screen for that large of a room, Kathy? I know that's another issue. We used to have them at work. We bought them to take to meetings. But then the different rooms we were in, it wasn't bright enough to actually project an image that was viewable on the screen in a larger room. So they had those bigger heavy-duty ones that they rent at the hotel, of course. So that's what I'm thinking of, more of a just an open crop kind of a thing with some side demos maybe. I don't know. One thing is for sure, and I know this from doing events for a long time, no matter what we do, yeah, see, up to 8 feet, yeah, that's not going to work. Because the room's probably, I don't know, 100 feet long. My mom, Colleen? My mom's fine. Thank you. Ornery as ever. But no matter what we do, not everybody is going to be happy with the decision. But, you know, you can never make everybody happy and please everybody. You just got to come up with a decision you think will work for the majority and try to go with that and hope for the best. You know what I mean, Vern? I knew you would be, Tam. Most of us, I think, are pretty easygoing and, you know, game for whatever. I just don't want to set anybody's expectations and have anybody disappointed. And be upfront about everything. So, you know, everybody's spending good money to get there. I don't want anybody to feel like they're not getting what they think they're going to get. I want to make sure it's known this is what it is. If you want to sign up for it, great. If you don't, you know, that's great too. Yeah, Paul and I are going to get together and chat about it, Andrea, and see what we think is, you know, the most manageable thing to do. I mean, it was a lot of work last year. Now we're talking about double doing that. That's actually an idea, Lisa, to have everybody bring their laptops and their tablets and watch a live stream. Oh, it will be rain. It will be drama free. Or Big Girl's gonna have a little hissy fit. Yeah, I ain't putting up with anything that looks or smells like drama. Ain't happening with my name on it. I can guarantee you that. And if it does, you's off my list. Because Big Girl don't play that crap. It's all about having fun, getting together with a bunch of friends who are like-minded, and, you know, we stream together. How many times a week do we talk to each other online, right? It's so fun to get to know the people in person, and there should be no drama involved in that. Let me rephrase that. There will be no drama involved in that. No. Big Girl will be cleaning house, let me tell you. Patty don't play that crap. Life is too short, my friends. Take it from somebody who's lucky to be here. It's raining like crazy for the last 2 days here, Colleen. And due to get worse, we're having a nor'easter come through today and tomorrow. And then by Sunday we should start feeling any effects of the hurricane, but it is pulling offshore. Thank goodness. What did Jane miss? I'm missing the stream. I'm trying to keep up. It's flying by. Yeah. Yeah, if it's got my name tied to it, it ain't going to be anything but fun. Or I ain't doing it. It's that simple. Yes, for sure, Lisa. For sure we have to do something for Vicky. Oh, Colleen, you asked about Mom because of the weather. Okay, I got you. Thanks. Yeah. No, I think we're going to luck out this time. I think it's pulling offshore and not taking the same track as Isabel did in 03, which was right up into her backyard. Oh, she was in the back row. But, yeah, that's done. Doesn't matter. But, we are planning no drama. You know what I might do? I might go ahead and cut this up. I really want some of this stuff on there. It really looks cool. But if I put it on now, it's got a Oh, that's a good idea, Tam. Make a journal and everybody do a page and send it to her husband. That's a nice idea. Start thinking about this kind of stuff. We got plenty of time. But Tam, I was talking about earlier, I need to do deposits in February this year. My contact I had left, and my contract went to a new girl, and she's more by the letter. He was giving me a break. Prices will be similar, depending, again, if we want to get projectors and we want to, you know, what else we might add to it. That's going to make the price go up. Everything like that we do. Scan it first. Yeah, I don't know that I'd ever really use it again. I can try to scan it, I guess. Let me get this out of my way. This is a big size to scan, too. Yeah, that's true, Ange. That's going to be... Maybe everybody could do a page on a certain kind of paper and we can bring it and bind it there. That might be a way to go. Everybody pre-prep a page of a certain size, right? Have I learned how to use my cutter? Oh, God. Well, it depends what day of the week it is. If me and the cutter are getting along. Oh, gosh. I tell you what, Ocean City, Maryland is getting tore up by the nor'easter. Really, with erosion and winds, I mean. I don't think they have a problem with roofs off and things like that yet. But I saw some live footage today, and they're getting pounded by the surf. All up and down the coast. Somebody I was talking to earlier was in North Carolina along the coast. They were too. So we got the northeast, we got the nor'easter coming down the map at us, and then we got the hurricane getting ready to come up counter rotating and pushing, you know, and there's a low pressure. There's three things going on at the same time. Are you from Ocean City, Maryland, or New Jersey? Are you from? Spent a lot of time in Ocean City, Maryland in my day. Oh no, I gotta find my camera, my scanner software. There it is. Engineers getting hammered in the bay. Ocean have joined in town. Hey, gosh. 12 inches of rain in Charlotte. I know. Oh, you have a boat in Ocean City, New Jersey, Tam? What kind of boat do you have? Just out of curiosity. I'm a boater. I haven't boated for years, but I did all my life up until the last 10 or so. Well, more than 10 now, but I was on a boat about every week of my life for the first 40 some years, and offshore most of the time. Just watching the chat now. Haven't had a stroke or anything. Rainboat? I mean, do you have like is it a sport fishing boat? Sailboat? Trawler? Sailboat, okay. Okay, cool. "20 inches of rain in Maryland." Great. We have only a few trees, but they're very big, very old trees. And we've had a very dry summer. We were almost in drought conditions. And I worry about the winds and all that rain. And my husband leaves on Sunday for his last golf trip of the year. So, if I called him and said, he'd turn around and come home for sure. Oh, where is she, Buttercup? Where's your daughter? It's in the 50s here, Lisa. It's kind of chilly all day. I actually have my Ugg boots on in my basement. Alright. Alright, I'm going to shut down my window here, or minimize it, so I'm not going to see you guys or the chat for a minute, while I try to find my camera software. Where is it? It says it's open, but I don't see my window. Let me quit it and start it again. Oops. Hang on, I'm running blind right now. I don't see a window at all that you guys are in. So I got no chat, no nothing. Nothing, honey. Oh, here we go. Now it's coming up. Now I got my halo window. Alright, let me get you guys back up in the background here so I can kind of see what's happening. Alright, I'm going to try to scan this puppy. Let's see what happens. Ooh. See, when I go off the edge like that, I gotta practice with this again. Yikes. Ah, come on. There we go. This mouse is so cool. It lets you scan big pieces like this that won't fit on a flatbed scanner. Yep. But you only have a certain amount of time to get her done. And when you run off course, like I'm running off course all over this thing, you get all jacked up here and run out of time and don't get it scanned. Wow. This one's really messed up. I'm out of practice with my scanning techniques. I don't know why it's really going wonky here. If you'd see my screen, this one's going to be nothing. Actually, I only got a couple seconds left. I'm going to quit that one and start again. That was not good. And there's texture on here, although not a lot, and it bumps the mouse around. And then it skips, and you don't get a very good picture. I try to get the first squared edge scanned, and then kind of methodically move down the page. And when you do that, it comes out really well. First swipe, and you can make good time doing that. But if you get off that edge and get it bumped out, you skew what you're scanning. It's really hard to recover from that. But what's cool about this scanner is the metallic silver circles I put on this, on my screen, my computer screen, as I'm scanning this, look metallic silver. It's really crisp and cool for, I think when I got this, it cost me 80 bucks. But I've seen them online now for under 30. Different people have seen my video that I scanned, that I used it on, and they've sent me different websites where they've seen them. And oh no. Uh-oh. Run amok again. But I got pretty far that time. Okay, now I want to try to get this. Oh, I ran out of time. Crap! I'm going to cancel that one too. What time is it? Almost 9 o'clock. Alright, I'm going to give this one more attempt. And if this doesn't work, I'm going to give up on scanning it, because I don't know that I'd ever really print this out and use it for anything else, to be honest. Not my favorite body of work. See, now I'm going faster and making some time. Get the feel of it again. Like riding a bike. I'm riding the scanner mouse. And I can't see you guys, so I haven't seen you since I started this process, so oops, I'm running blind and running amok at the same time. Oh no, I'm off course again. Forget it. Okay. That's not going to work. Cancel. Alright, let me see where you guys are. There it is. Okay. Now I can see you guys back again. Good night. Let me get this out of the way. That takes a lot of time to get one that big scanned in. So every time you hit this little edge, when mouse goes off and the paper's curled and you bump that edge, it goes wonky. Then you gotta go back where you did scan and let it find where it is, and then mesh it back in. Yeah, not good. Oh, Amazon has them for 20 bucks now. Did Paula, and who was it? Paula and somebody else. Was it Linda or Jean? Ordered one in Canada. 2 people in Canada ordered them and never got them. This one's the Halo scanner. But it's a pretty neat concept, because then you're not limited to 8.5 by 11 scanner bed, you know. That's what I say. So, okay, you know what I'm gonna do? since it's 9 o'clock and I told my hubs I'd be up at 9 to watch a movie or something. I'm going to go ahead and put this 3D slick stuff, instead of having peel it off of there and glue it on. I'm just going to slap it on here. Do I want any splatters before I do that, as I say that? Now, see, now I'm second guessing myself what I'm going to do here. I'm going to take some of the silver calligraphy ink, put a couple little splatters on there. Well, next summer, or if you guys come down here, whoever comes down, you can order them in advance and have them shipped to me, and I'll bring them to you at the Maritime Institute. How about that? Kind of like I took orders for deli paper for the Martians and delivered them deli paper, the ones that wanted it. Oh, shoot. Oh, I just see brushes I've left in water for Lord knows how long. Aw, I like those brushes too. Okay, this is a little silver calligraphy ink, and I'm just going to put a couple little splots. Maybe a couple more splots. Alright, stop with the splots. Alright. Might have gone a little overboard on the splots, but I like some splots. And they're metallic silver splots. So now I'm going to take this, right, Tulip Slicks 3D. And I don't know what I'm doing here, but I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do some oh my, I did it. When do my new stencils come out, you ask? Well, it's funny you ask. They're right here. Oh, and look, what's that? Oh, what is that? I don't know. Hang on, actually, I'll give you guys a sneak peek. I don't have the coupon code yet. So the sale doesn't start until the 8th. Alright, so there you go. They'll get cut up like that. I'm going to set this off to the, set that off to the side. And, where's my lid? There it is. It's by Tulip. You get it at Michael's for a couple bucks for a bottle. They have it in different colors. I just use the black and white. Right? I know, I mean, what the hell? Just sling it on there. What's the worst that can happen? It's going to get cut up. I'm thinking I need black, though. Do you? Think I need some black stuff on there? Maybe just a couple lines. Just a couple lines, maybe. I'm going to do a couple big sweeps of the black, I think. Oop. That wasn't too sweeping. Okay. Oh, back away from the squeeze bottles. All right. I'll take pictures and put those up to show you guys what that disaster turned out to be. So what was I going to show? Oh, I was going to show you stencils. I'll show you some patterns. I'll show you guys. But don't buy them yet because I don't have the coupon code. Wait till the 8th. Oh, HSN has a craft day all day on the 8th. It's rats. So another thing on the 8th, I was invited by Shannon Green to participate in a video hop to try to get some attention to some new artist channels, and I believe our famous Jamie Lynn is going to be one of the people on there. That's a channel we're trying to bring some attention to. So that hop comes out on the 8th as well. So look for that. You can just go to my channel and you can join in the hop for me and go all the way through the rotation of 12 people just by always clicking on the top link on my video. That'll take you to the second video. You click on that top link, it takes you to the third, and you just, it's very cool the way it works. So I'll show you a peek. Let me get some, put this down here so it's dark behind the designs. So this is one called Bamboo. Let me get a little closer. All right, there we go. There's Bamboo. And this one is called Tribal Dominoes, I think. Where the hell do I come up with these names? Right? And this one, Paul is going to laugh when she sees this one. This one's going to, this one I called, remember the one that had 5 big blobs on it? I just called 5 because I didn't know what else to call it. Well, this one I called 5 2.0. It's got 5 different kind of blobs on it. But that's going to look really cool on some jelly prints though. Yeah, that's great for Jamie. So make sure we get out there and give her some love and some shares. And this one is called Floating Squares. Alright, and this one is called Back and Forth. Naming these is a pain in the ass, let me tell you. Oop, did I say that out loud? This one is called Stickball. Alright, and this one is called Oh My. Yeah, there's going to be she's going to tie it to a second hop, Lilith. That's correct. That is correct. This one's called Morse Code. My dad was a radio man in a B-29 that flew over the Pacific in World War II. Went in when he was 17 years old. And he was the radio man, so he did Morse code. And he had a radio room with his ham radios and all that stuff as we were growing up. And he would do radio phone patches with people all over the world to try to hook them with their family. And he would use Morse code and some of the stuff that he was doing. And I remember all the dits and dashes and stuff, and that always kind of reminded me of my dad. This, what the hell did I call this? Oh, I called that Zebra. I was just drawing some blobs, but then it kind of looked like a zebra print a little bit. So, let's see what that is. And this, you know, we had 5, and then we had 5 2.0. You can meet 8. This one's called 8. What the hell did I call this one? Oh, this one I just called Zigzag. Thanks, Jane. This one, I like this one. This one's called Slopes. But I think that'll make a really cool papa on there. Some of these are kind of similar, but I was on a kick of lines. Because that one with my stripes looks really cool. I love the stripe one. So I've done some that are similar. You know, you'll get a similar look, but they're different, but they're similar in the lines. This one kind of looks 3D though. This one's called Long Arrows. And this one is called Up and Down. You know, we had back and forth. Now we got up and down in a different, and there, so you could just turn this one and it was that back and forth. It's different dimensions. I made it different sizes, so it's similar, yet different. But chevrons, people like chevrons. And this one is just, I call this one behind bars. But it's like stripes, but they're fatter stripes, basically. So I thought that would be really useful. And this one is called Surfboards. Another kind of a visual like that with repeated open, show 8 again and turn it sideways. If I must, I must. Get rid of that one. Turn it sideways like that. And here's another version of the stripes. They're skinnier and they're a little bit of a wave to them. And this one is called Center Stage. I don't know why the hell I named these things this. Just a different take on the chevrons. Thanks, guys. Yeah, Teresa, that's right, CB. Take a lesson. And this one is called Ink Blot. I don't even know how I did that anymore. And this one's called Hills and Valleys. So, of course, they're also, these are 8x10s, and they're also in the 6x6 size. But then I was thinking, and what I was thinking was, they're all nice and clean. Zonder, you must like that. How nice and clean. They will not be that way for long. You know, got all those, again, in 6x6s, right? What is that? An 8-inch round stencil. This is the free exclusive this year, this release. For the round, you can use it on any jelly plate. You don't have to use it on the round one. But this will work on any of the round ones because it will either work on the 8-inch, the 6-inch, or the 4-inch, right? And this is just called round exclusive. But I have more round designs in the works. So, more of those to come, but this is the free exclusive this time. So that'll be fun to play with. Thanks, Kia. Thank you, ladies. So stay tuned. I'll be streaming on the 8th at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. We'll play with them then. And that's when the code will be available. So if you're going to buy any, wait till then. Thanks, Lugene, Bunny, everybody. Thanks, Joan. Andrea, Rain, everybody. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your support from everybody. I really, really do. Oh, also, when I was talking about my dad, a story popped in my head that I got distracted. So we lost my dad 5 years ago. He would have been 90 this year, and he was a hoot. But he went into the Army Air Corps when he was 17 years old. And he was a radio man in a B-29 called Upper Berth in the Pacific, right? So when the movie Memphis Belle came out, I said, Daddy, I want to take you to this movie. He never really went to movies. And I said, I want to take you to this movie and see this movie. They say it's really realistic, right? So I took my dad to see Memphis Belle. Of course, now that was a B-17, and they were over Europe. So that, of course, was different. It was a different plane. And the B-17s, I believe, were pressurized, and the B-29s were not, or vice versa. I forget. But anyway, there were some differences, of course. but he said the movie was very realistic and some things were very similar. So we watched the whole movie and we're talking about it. And at the end of the movie, if you've guys seen Memphis Belle, spoiler alert, they got to come home as heroes after they flew 25 successful missions. They were honorably discharged from the military and came home as heroes. And I knew my dad flew 13 missions. And I thought, well, I said, Daddy, how come you guys only flew 13? And he said, real straight-faced, he said, well, Shug, he always called me Shug, short for Sugar Plum. He said, well, Shug, the war was over and they frowned on us taking the plane after that. That just tickled me. I always remembered that. But he just said so serious. Well, Shug, the war was over and they frowned on us taking the plane. Bless his heart. Miss my daddy. All right, guys, I'm going to go watch a movie with my husband. And thanks for hanging in there. Here again is where we ended up. And it looks like a mess. It kind of is. But it'll look cool when I cut it up and then put a black edge on each card. And when I do that, I'll post some pictures on my Facebook page. So you'll see where it ended. But it's going to stay too gooey with the stuff on it for overnight probably. Oh my God, he was a hoot, Gene. He was so funny. Thanks for joining, guys. I might get to stream again this weekend. I don't know when. I was supposed to do a little mini breast cancer walk we were doing at work tomorrow, but that's been postponed a week. So I got my Saturday back, but Dave's leaving Sunday for his week of golf. So I don't know what's going on yet, but there's probably a chance that I'll get to jump on and stream again. I will say hi to Dave and the pups, Lou Jean. Thank you. So anyway, have a great night. See you guys soon.